Hey guys, this is June because I was born in June. Welcome to my amazing life today. I know a lot of friends of mine are having issues of do not know what kind of contents to create, whether it's in written format or whether it's in video format. That's why I decided to have this episode today to tell you guys these are 5 tips that I use in order to produce contents within like 15 minutes during my breakfast. Stay tuned to the end. Welcome back everyone. So very easy. So whenever I was trying to brainstorm a topic to talk about, I usually try to brainstorm something that is related around my life. In previous episode, we actually discussed about how you can actually build your contents creation across your personal branding. So just to recap, it's actually 3x3 method. So you pick 3 content pillars, means that the topic that you always talk about. For myself, I will always talk about personal development, sales and marketing, as well as entrepreneurship, and then times by 3 types of values that I want to convey, right? For example, the values I'm always conveying, I want to maintain a very high energy in my video. I always want to maintain a transparency. So these are the types of values as well as the content pillars that you have. So whenever you mix and match these 2 together, you get a lot of different contents for contents creation. But that is just more on an idea basis. But today I'm going to teach you how I can actually come up with so many different contents so easily within 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, the first rule for me, right, it's always not to overthink. A lot of times that we try so hard, we try to use all our brain just to come up with a piece of content that we wanting, because with the hope that a lot of people is going to like, share, and make our content viral, right? So whenever you have this thinking in the mind, it actually prevent you to come up with the content very fast. So the issues right now, the key tricks right now is to come up with content structure, a content summary very fast. So this is what I will always do. Like during the breakfast, when I'm having my coffee, I'll just think about what happened in my life recently. It's either anything that have occurred to me recently, or it can be my business life or even my personal life, right? So I always include my personal story because my day is always changing. So if let's say I include personal story inside, it will always be different. So example, previously I was having a laptop issue, which I'm using a brand new laptop right now, right? So from a laptop issue, for the laptop story, I told you guys how I actually met with the salesperson. Initially, I did not intend to buy a laptop because I didn't need it, but then end up I actually buy the laptop for the salesperson. So I link my story about my laptop being spoiled, and I was like so frustrating, even though I had a bad day, and I link it to what are the lessons that I learned from the salesperson of the laptop guy, which I think we should all learn from him and actually apply in our business. So from a personal story, or it can be a personal experience, I link it to the life story. Okay, the key thing is about not to talk about your personal story too much, where there must be a moral value, right? If let's say there is no lessons or there's no moral value learned from the personal story, it just doesn't make sense, okay? So that's the reasons that whenever I create content, I try to think of a perspective of what happened in my life. It can be a personal story or personal experience, and link it to lessons that I want to remind myself and I want to produce it. Okay, so that is one key trick, is that always imagine right now you are talking to your younger self. Like let's say right now, if you were to talk to a 10 years old of you, so what kind of advice you will give him or her? So whenever you use this method, it kind of like you felt it's much easier to produce the content because there's so much to talk about. Does it make sense? Okay, key trick number 2. I always love reading. Oh no, recently I haven't been reading much, right? But I always love reading. So whenever I read, right, this is my habit. Let me show you guys. This is a 4-Hour Work Week by Timothy, right? Yeah, Timothy. So whenever I read, right, I always love to do a lot of highlights. Okay, these are the highlights that are the key point that I wanted to remind myself. I even make, something like, I know not everybody love to do it, right? This is what I always do, like highlight, and then just to remind myself, oh my god, this is a key phrase I need to remember. So this helped me a lot in my content creation process, because whenever I'm going to talk about a certain topic, all I need to do is just to pick a book, check out what I read. If let's say you did not do highlights just like me, it's alright. You can actually go to the content page. we have this content page. There are a lot of more different topics you can talk about, so you just read one chapter. One chapter, seriously, depending on how long it's chapter, it's just take about, sometimes it take about maybe 20 minutes to 30 minutes to finish it. And then not only it's actually you're upgrading your own knowledge by reading it, but once you have read it, you just write a summary of the particular chapter of this particular book and then share this summary with your friends. It can be a written format or it can be a Facebook Live format. So this is what I always do. I will say, hey guys, I just learned something new which I want to serve it as a reminder for myself and I want to teach you guys as well. So this is what I find out. So in the end, what we are doing is actually we are helping people to save time by summarizing that to them what are the key important. Not only that, when we are the person who read it and then we reteach them and re-summarize that, we learn it the second time. So it kind of like it's two birds in one stone for me, right? So I reach like so many goals at one video. Okay, third. Based on a Q&A, okay, on everyday basis, I'm going to receive a lot of Q questions by my friends, like because they have been, for example, some of them they have been seeing me like doing videos daily. They want to know my tips and tricks, or some of them they seen me using this software. They wanted to know whether this software is relevant to them, or like some of them also asked me like, June, how do you get started? Like how can you maintain such a high energy level all the time? Okay, these are the very basic Q&A I've been receiving everyday basis. So what I do is that you can compile these kind of questions, and in the end, if let's say you realize the particular questions have been being asked too many times, you can convert them into the topic of the video. Okay, so that's why this is also, it doesn't have to be video, okay? It can be just an article that is a written format. Or another one is that you can actually go to Facebook groups and then see what are the questions that is being asked for the particular gang of people, for a particular group of people, and then use that in order to write contents. The contents you can always just Google for few articles, you know, learn it yourself and then re-summarize and then teach others. Okay, another website I want to share with you guys is called 𝗬𝗎𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀 website, they have the free version. You don't have to upgrade, because I was using a free version where when I type a topic, right, it will actually populate out all the different types of questions that have been searched by people in a Google search, which give you the idea that what are the things that they will be asked a lot of time. Okay, not only you can try Google, you can try Google Trend, answerthepublic.com, you can also try YouTube. You know, you just go and type how to. If let's say there is a particular topic about, let's say, public speaking, you can say, oh, how to do public speaking for the very first time. Or when you type public speaking, you will populate a lot of different titles for you to have a lot of different ideas. Does it make sense? So fourth, you can always share about your journey. I couldn't stress this is such a very important learning point for myself, because when I started literally like 5 months ago, I was like, will there be any other any friends in the world who want to know about my journey? I was like, heck no, let's do it. Anyway, I was very skeptical, but I was like, you know what, it's true bored at home during the lockdowns who are even newbie than you. So always treat yourself in the middle point. What we want to do is that we want to inspire the people that is a little bit behind us, follow our journey, and then through following our journey, we actually not only we inspire them, we also can inspire ourselves, because I always receive such a message say that, June, you have no idea that whatever you have shared in your Facebook really inspired me to do this thing and do that thing. So when you start sharing about your journey, about why you failed, why you started anything, right, people start to see you. And then if let's say you have those kind of wavelength, you resonate with each other, people will be following you, and then there will be one day you will be just receiving this kind of message that it is very empowering, which keeps me doing all this Facebook Live. Does it make sense? So share about your journey, and then it makes, and also one thing I realized that when I share about my journey, I make everybody my accountability partner. Sometimes I'm not very disciplined in setting up my goals, but then ever since that I started to announce to the whole world that I'm going to do this, I'm going to launch this. In fact, you guys have become my accountability partner, right? So you can always teach others something. Like no matter how newbie you think you are, there's always something that you're good at, which is you think is so easy. You felt like it's so easy for you because you have been doing that for a very long time. It's just like I'm telling you, going live or doing public speaking is so easy for me. Like it's come up for me, but then a lot of people, they just can't even go to the camera. Even though there are a lot of TEDx speaker, public speaker who are much better than me, but then I know that the fact that I'm doing right now, I can actually help even more people who are just newbie. Okay, so fifth. So what kind of contents you can produce? Okay, mistakes that you have done. You want to prevent yourself of repeating the mistakes, or mistakes that you have seen other people are doing, whether it can be your friends and family. Okay, mistakes is a very good thing to share, because to me, when I'm writing the mistakes, oh, June, you shouldn't do this, June, you shouldn't do that, it kind of serves like a reminder for myself. Please do not repeat that. Okay, at the same time, this kind of mistake I'm sharing, I can also help others. And if let's say you realize that you have no idea what to write about mistakes, just observe others. Like maybe your family members or your friends, they are not very emotional. They are very emotional when making decisions, and then you have been seeing them making a wrong decision because they are very emotional. So why not write a story about that? So this is a story about your friend, what you have observed, and then what you think they should not doing, right? So all this is actually, if let's say you realize all of the content creation revolve around story. It can be your personal story, it can be your personal journey, or it can be a mistakes, or it can be something that you have seen others doing which you want to remind yourself not doing, right? So basically, 5 tips. Let me repeat it. Include your personal story, something that you have been reading it, like just pick a chapter and talk about it. And then based on the Q&A you receive, so produce a video about it. And maybe you can also get this question from the Facebook group as well. How about talking about your journey and mistakes to avoid? So these are the contents that can help you to produce really a lot. Plus, together with my previous video about 3x3 method, if let's say you haven't watched it, so feel free to watch my previous episode about personal branding and content creation. It's a 3x3 method, right? So that's all in my sharing today. I hope that you love this sharing today. And if let's say you're watching it live, please comment down #live, or if let's say you are watching replay, please comment down below #replay. And then feel free to join my group. It's called Amazing Story. You can go to www.amazingstory.co, or you can actually just check out the link down below, right? And not to forget to get my Client Magnet Machine Blueprint, which I'm going to teach you how you can transform a social media platform, Facebook and LinkedIn, in order to get unlimited leads and sales for your business without any ad spend. And not only that, you are going to walk away 3 extra bonuses, which is really cool when you're actually getting this Client Magnet Machine Blueprint, right? So first one is LinkedIn strategy to close deals faster. I personally use this LinkedIn strategy, which is actually I think it's about a 25 minutes kind of training, right? You're going to get it for free. Because of this, I get a lot of partnership. I went into the joint venture partner and also get a lot of clients without any single of ad spend. So that is really valuable. And the second one is also storytelling strategy to close deals faster. This storytelling strategy is not only going to increase your public speaking skill, it's also going to teach you how you can actually close deals faster. I personally use this method in order to win $800 in the public competition. So if let's say you haven't got it, feel free to go to the link down below, and look forward to see you guys tomorrow then. Take care. Bye.